Welcome to Cardboard Box Games. I'm Adam.
And I'm Adam. Today we're going to be talking about lots of stuff KeyForge.
Yep.
And we'll probably even bounce a little bit of Magic in there just off and on, but mostly KeyForge today. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to jump into it by first talking about some of the news that came up this past week. And you pulled out two cards from the deck that you like.
Yes.
So maybe we'll start by having you hold them up and then say like what each of them does. So control the weak, for example.
This is Control the Weak. I'm guessing you can't see, but we'll make it bigger. So this card forces you to play a house, and it's an action. So all you have to do is play it down and choose a house that your enemy has to play. And this card is a creature. When you play it,
You basically tell them.
you can't play the certain house until this creature leaves the battlefield, which is pretty impressive, pretty powerful.
Yeah. So what ends up happening, and you did this to me a few times.
Yes.
You would play this guy, which his name is Restringuntus, and then you would say, control the weak. Now you have to play that house. So let's say you pick Shadows, for example. So you would say you cannot play Shadows with Restringuntus, and then control the weak would come in and say you have to play Shadows. So previously, the way we played that is basically you lose a turn.
Yeah. That's how we used to play.
Now, in theory, you could do some like Omni abilities, and you could do some other things. But for the most part, we were playing it as if you just lost your turn.
Hmm.
They've actually updated the rules now to talk about this exact case, with the only difference being Pit Lord instead of Control the Weak. But the same thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
And now what happens, and if you look in the updated Fantasy Flight rulebook, now what happens is the cannot overrides. So if you were to play Restringuntus, and then your opponent, and then the opponent also, and then you were to also play Control the Weak, so the cannot overrides that you have to. So in the case that we give, if Restringuntus picks Shadows, Control the Weak pick Shadows, it wouldn't really do anything because the cannot wins and you would just play a different house. So basically what they've done is they removed, these are from two different decks by the way, but they've removed the ability to lock people out of their turn.
Yeah.
Based on what I know today about the game. And I think that's probably a good thing.
I don't know. I think I'd like it if you have a way to like play a house if you can't play it. Like.
Yeah, it is interesting because I will say I think it makes some decks a lot weaker, maybe. Because I think at least one or two that I've played against rely heavily on like making you skip important turns.
Yeah.
Especially like say you dump a bunch of creatures out on the board, and you can just reap a bunch of people, reap a bunch of them. But basically, you get locked out of doing that, so you buy a turn. So it's kind of interesting. But I think overall, here's what I really think. Overall, it's a good thing because what it allows, it's a very confusing thing to be put into. Like for people that are new to the game and don't understand, and even for me when I first had it ran against me, it really was a situation of like, okay, so I guess I can't play because I don't really understand the rules. Mm-hmm. I will say with this errata or this rule change or this situation or clarification, whatever you want to call it, there will be a lot of questions in tournaments when this stuff comes up. So that'll be interesting. I think we'll go over to number 2 now. Do you have anything else to add to this?
No, I'm good.
All right. So the next one that I thought was really interesting, and this card used to really disappoint me, is Biomatrix Backup. And this card basically is an upgrade that you put on a creature, and when that creature is destroyed, you may put that card into its owner's archives.
Yeah.
And I was playing this for the longest time, where if my opponent destroyed my creature, I would still choose me, the person that wasn't the active player, would still choose whether I wanted it in my archive or my discard pile. And turns out that it was not correct previously because the active player should always choose.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what would happen before?
If the enemy opponent destroys it, then you get to choose to go in the archive.
The enemy
yeah.
gets to choose. Yeah. So like if Adam attacked my guy, killed it, Adam would choose whether I put it in my archive or my discard pile. And you know it's not going to my archive if it's a good creature. Like that, it makes it. So you kind of have to. You would have to engineer so your creature would die on your turn, and potentially play it and get it to kill. But that didn't work very well if you played that upgrade on a non-Mars creature.
Yeah.
So anyway, they've changed that, and they've made it now where, and I'm guessing new printings will say this when new decks come out. We'll see if they actually update cards. I don't really know for sure, but it says biometric backup now should read the creature gains destroyed. Put this creature into its owner's archives. No longer a choice.
Yeah.
It just happens. And honestly, that is a million times better. Because you want it in your archive if it's a good creature. And you're only going to play it if it's a good creature. So, I'm super happy about that. It actually makes Biomatrix Backup something I actually don't mind playing now, where before it felt almost like a wasted card to a certain degree. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I have to agree with you, actually, I think. Because if you put on a really good creature that you want to keep and stay alive longer, and then you just have someone come in and destroy it, then it's just gone. It's kind of...
And then, like, now it just goes to your archive.
Yeah.
In the next turn, you could pull it back and play it again. Like, I'm thinking of cards like, it's goofy as it is, but...
maybe Dusk Pixie? Or...
Oh, that's kind of fun, too. It's like, you start getting fun.
Yeah.
A bunch of mana, or a bunch of amber. I always say mana, but that's not the right thing. Alright, so there were a couple other rules, or I'd say clarifications that happened. And I think one of the more interesting ones, let me see if I can find it here real quick. And these have happened over the time of... So another thing that confuses a lot of people is on your first turn, and this is one I can't find clarification. I'll just explain what I understand. Well, and this actually happened to me when I did that that sealed event with you. On your first turn, you only play one card, but the rule says from your hand. You can only play one card from your hand. So on turn 1, I played Wild Wormhole because the next card you play is from your deck.
Oh, yeah.
And some people question whether that was okay or not. It has been clarified, or at least saw clarification on it. You can absolutely do that. And there are cards that can modify that play rule that are in the game. And that's been clarified that that's okay too. So basically what that means is on turn 1, you can play more than one card, but you can only play one from your hand. If a card allows you to modify that in some way, that can happen. And I'm trying to think of one that right off the top of my head, and I can't, but basically it opens up the first turn to less questions about what you can and can't do.
Okay. So basically if you have a card to play cards on top of your deck, then you can play more cards?
Yeah, so like Wild Wormhole is a perfect example.
Okay.
Like play the top card. Wish I could think of another one, but they definitely made a clarification that cards can change that one card rule. So either there's some cards in the set that I can't think of right now that do that, or maybe next set. Maybe they're thinking ahead and like setting up the rules for that.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of cool. That was it, I think, for the major rule changes. So let's move over real quick to, we're going to do our favorite house. And I thought this would be kind of cool because it gives you a little bit of insight into our play style. So I'll let you go first.
So I'm really torn apart between Dis and Shadow. They're one of my favorites of houses. But I think my most favorite is probably Shadow because it gets to delay fortune keys for your opponent, like Mismosis or
Mismosis.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that card, but my
asses, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some other cards like I forgot what it's called, but if your opponent has more amber, then you steal one. If your opponent still has more, you take another.
Bait and switch.
Yeah, bait and switch. That's what it's called. And also, kind of really like Mag of the Rat because you can steal an opponent from your amber from your opponent, 2 of them, and then you have enough to forge a key right away if you play it right. And then you forge your key, and then when your opponent destroys it, they don't gain like 2 amber, maybe like 1.
Yeah, because you can engineer it so that when he dies, you don't have amber that can be stolen back.
Yeah.
And he's done that to me, so yeah.
That's why I really like Shadow. Now, what about your favorites?
So, I have to be honest, like, I really love Control, too, and Shadow is a lot of fun to play. But I was trying to think about, let me see if I can put it the right way. I've actually really enjoy Shadow, and I really enjoy this. I do. Yeah. But I think Shadow is I prefer more. Mm-hmm. But I really like Untamed, and I like some of the synergies that happen on Untamed. So I think I have to go with Untamed, and I really like that deck. Like the deck that you've got, where it's Untamed, Shadows, and Dis. Because I honestly think those are my 3 favorite houses. And with Untamed, there are just so many like cool combinations of things you can do that generate a ton of amber. And I have one deck where it has the Niffle Queen in it, and a bunch of other like Niffle Beast creatures that just are really fun to play. And then there's combinations you can do where you can pull stuff back from your graveyard or your discard pile that I really enjoy playing with. Mm-hmm. And there's that creature, Hunting Witch, I think, or
it's something like that where she lets you.
Anytime you play creature. That's the one I'm thinking about. Anytime you play another creature, you get an amber.
Oh, I thought you were thinking about the one card that if it like you reap with it, you can play another. You can use another creature.
That is also another good card because it allows you to do some house cheating a little bit.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're saying. And there's one card in that deck that allows you to reap. So I have cards that like I can pull stuff from my discard pile back, and then I can reap and pull stuff from my discard pile back. So I ended up in this situation in a couple games with Untamed where like I would play a bunch of stuff, gain a bunch of amber due to that guy that gives me amber every time I play one, and then I'd return it back to my hand, play him again, and then I would be able to reap with my Untamed creature that lets me pull something from the discard pile.
Yeah.
And I would be able to play something there, and it just changed like really nice. Plus it's just like fun named creatures, fun like beastie type guys that do some stuff, but I do think Untamed kind of needs to be paired with something that can control or settle the board a little bit more, which is why I think it pairs really well with Shadow. So anyway, Untamed is the one I pick, and for now, I'd say Untamed, Shadows, and Dis are my favorite. Top 3.
Yeah.
But at one point I used to think it was going to be Logos, and maybe it still is because I love Library Access, and I love Wild Wormhole. Love those cards. So maybe if I played more of Logos, it would take over the spot of like Dis, for example, which is like number 3 right now on my list. So yeah, that's me. Anything else for you on that one?
I would just like to say I agree why you picked Untamed, because I think we got this on our last video.
We did, yeah.
So many amber from...
You had 18, no 17, I don't remember, but it was a lot.
From Untamed, it was pretty awesome, because I had Dust Pixie, Hunting Witch, Dew Fairy, and Niffle Ape, I believe. I put the Hunting Witch down first. I played all those 3 cards down. And then I brought them all back to my hand. I forgot what it's called. Yeah. And then I played them again. And I think I had another one, but I just gained tons of amber from it.
Yeah, awesome. You dumped your hand, pulled it back, dumped your hand again, and then it also has that artifact, which I really like, which if your opponent has 6 or more amber, you steal one.
Yeah.
I think that's surprisingly good because over the period of 8 or 9 turns, you might get 2 or 3 amber off of that, like in its life. But not only that, it might, in some cases, delay an opponent who just has 6 amber from forging a key.
Yeah.
It also has that crab guy, Merluke or whatever.
Oh,
That
yes.
makes your opponent's keys cost more.
Yeah.
So it has a little bit of control-y stuff like that. But yeah, I like Untamed a lot. I would say once I play more Mars, once I play more logos, I'll probably want to move those up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think both of those have a lot of synergies between them. But just not a huge fan right now of Sanctum. They're just like big night creatures that don't seem to have a whole lot of. It's just not my playstyle. I mean, it does have some control and stuff. Where you can
And they have like tons of like life. It seems like because they have so many shields on
They have
them.
a lot of armor, which I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that too.
Yeah.
But Untamed just in the decks that I play feel like it's flooding the board a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. All right, so our local game store. Going into our final topic, and we'll keep this really short for today. Our local game store is doing a tournament on February 2nd, a sealed tournament.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be out of town that day, but we're going to try our best to come back and play in that because we're dying to play another sealed tournament. We are also going to be part of Extra Life through the company I work at.
Oh.
And I'm hoping we can get a KeyForge tournament going. I'll get a bunch of people to play.
Yeah.
During the Extra Life event. There's going to be 80-ish people there right now. It's mainly playing video games and board games. I'm slowly trying to get people thinking about KeyForge. But so next week, no tournaments on the docket that I can think of. But the week after, we do.
Yeah.
And we just need to play a lot of KeyForge, hopefully, here at home if we get time. And with anybody else that will play with us.
Yeah.
And what about you? You got anything crazy planned?
Not really, other than the tournament.
That we hope we can go to.
Yeah.
It depends.
I've been trying to get my friends to play, but they're all into the other card games like Magic and Pokemon.
Which we like those two.
Yeah.
But you could like more than one or two games, so we have to try to convince them a little harder.
Yeah.
I found two people at work that I just made. I'm like, neither one of them had played, and I got them playing together, and just kind of like helped them with the rules and understanding what needs to happen.
Huh. Did they like it?
They both liked it a lot. I think there's a few more people that I want to try to introduce to it as well too, because I want to, like I said, I want to get a big like 8 or 10 group of KeyForge at like Extra Life, and just do like a tournament. And I mean, I'll 3D print some trophies or something. Mm-hmm. Just do something really fun around that because I think that would be a good time.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
We could do like it's a 24-hour gaming event, so we can do whatever we want.
Wow, really? 24 hours? I did not know that.
So it starts at 10 in the morning and goes all the way to 10 the next morning.
Wow.
We probably won't stay all 24 hours, but if we can get a good tournament going.
Yeah.
I think I will probably try to like set that up and get people registered and see if, because I mean we have a ton of decks too. If people don't want to invest in a deck, we can let them use our deck.
Or we could just buy a bunch of decks and then have like the sealed
tournament.
Sealed tournament. But we just like buy like one deck per person, maybe.
Good.
Well, I think I like the idea of 2 decks per person, but I think that'll be more expensive since.
Yeah, because I mean, we have a ton of decks. So my thinking is like people that are playing should bring their own deck, and we'll do like an Archon tournament. People that aren't playing right now, if we can get them to sign up, we'll lend them a deck to play. Mm-hmm. And we should lend them one that's probably decent.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we get the best decks, right? We keep our best decks.
Yeah, because I like that one deck that I got.
Yeah. The one that beat me.
Yeah, two times now. So that.
Yep.
But I do think that both of us could play better.
So I know I definitely messed up.
And I still think those decks are very, very evenly matched. Because both games that I won, I think we were one turn away from you winning. Mm-hmm. So it was like a turn difference from who won that game. But it's really insane because those games get to go on very long. It's like steal. Nope, I steal it back. Nope, I steal it back. It just seems like that last game I just had a little bit more of the stealing power. But All right, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Cardboard Box Games, our weekly episode where we just talk KeyForge in particular, and some other games. By the way, Ravnica Allegiance came out. I got a chance to play some of it yesterday on MTG Arena. It's really fun. It's actually really awesome. So maybe we'll make some content around that too in the future.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Keep gaming.
Yep, keep gaming, everybody. See ya.